Damn, I haven't made a video in a while now. I should really make one. What should I make a video about? Oh, look, it's Valentine's Day. Let's make a sappy romantic video to celebrate. Hello, my little droogies. Sorry I've been away for so long. I am still working on building my little book nook, but until that is finished, let's make a Valentine's Day video to celebrate that special day that is designed to make people in a committed relationship spend extortionate amounts of money on flowers that will be dead in a few days, and to make happy, contented single people feel sad about being single. So apparently there is a Valentine's Day BookTube tag that asks questions about love and romance in books, which will be a challenge for me because romance is the only genre that I pretty much never read. But I figured, hey, I'll put my own little spin on this. Since fantasy is by far the genre that I read the most of, let's go exclusively fantasy and talk about all my favourite and least favourite couples in fantasy novels. Just to warn you beforehand, this video will contain minor spoilers for Game of Thrones, the First Law series, The Realm of the Eldlings, The Six of Crows duology, Mistborn, and Manifest Illusions. So whenever I'm about to include a spoiler, I will flash a big sign across the screen so that you know to skip past that section of the video if you do not want to see spoilers for that particular book series. By the way, did you know that Ned Stark gets his head chopped off? You did? That's good. Let's get started. Question number 1 is favourite book couple ever, and I am going to go with, minor spoiler for Six of Crows coming up, Kaz Brekker and Inej Ghaffar. The way that these characters are written, their personalities, their anxieties, their past, their trauma, these two would not be able to make a relationship work with anybody else. But with each other, they are two completely broken pieces of a puzzle that fit perfectly together. And it will be difficult for them to make their relationship work. There will be lots of hurdles to overcome, but they have this perfect mutual understanding of one another and who they both are and how they both feel and why they both feel the way they do. And I think that after everything that these characters have suffered, these two are each other's silver lining around the biggest, most miserable storm cloud. Question number 2, relationship that never happened, a couple that you wanted to get together but never did. Spoilers for The Realm of the Eldlings, this is without a doubt Fitz and the Fool. If you have read The Realm of the Eldlings, you will know that it is left ambiguous throughout the series whether the Fool is a man, a woman, or something in between. At the beginning of the series, I felt sure the Fool was a man. Towards the middle of the series, I was absolutely certain that they were a woman, and by the end of the series, I honestly had no idea at all. And you know what? I really don't care. I don't care if the Fool was a man or a woman or something else altogether. All I know is that the Fool loved Fitz so completely and so devotedly in every way possible, and Fitz just didn't feel the same. And it's really heartbreaking. The Fool deserved so much better. Question number 3, worst relationship. So I could answer this one of two ways. I could go with relationship that was most toxic and where I wanted to see the couple break up because of how terrible they were together, in which case I will go with Jaime and Cersei from Game of Thrones. Come on, Jaime, run away with Brienne. Incest is not wincest. Brienne is so much better for you. Alternatively, I could go with a relationship where I just hated the romance. Not so much because it was bad, but more because it was badly written. And for this, I am going to have to go with Vin and Elend from the original Mistborn trilogy. Now, I liked the Mistborn trilogy, I really did, but the romance was just so bad. I mean, really, really bad, especially when you take into account Vin's character and her personality, and when she meets Elend, her personality just kind of switches off. I mean, Vin is such an anxious, distrustful character. The fact that she doesn't trust anybody is so ingrained into who she is as a person. It takes her months and months of training with Kelsier and spending time with the rest of the team before she starts to feel even the tiniest shred of trust towards them. And then she meets Elend, who is a noble son and sole heir of one of the most powerful families in the kingdom, basically the epitome of everything she should not trust, and within 5 minutes, she completely trusts him, and she's madly in love with him, and she wants to let him in on their top secret plans to overthrow the government, because I have no idea why. He's handsome and dreamy, so totally worth risking your life and the lives of everybody you care about, right? So the romance in the first book is based on nothing, and in the second book, it gets even worse. Basically, in the first book, Finn has absolutely no reason to trust Elend, and yet she trusts him completely. In the second book, Finn has every reason to trust Elend. He has more than proof that he is worthy of her trust, and yet she doesn't. She lies to him and keeps secrets from him. For no reason, she almost completely throws their relationship away, all over her own personal insecurities that could have all been dealt with completely if she just communicated with him. But why would you want to do that when you can throw yourself a pity party and run away with another man? Now, their relationship does improve in the third book, and overall, I'd say it's a pretty healthy relationship, and the two characters actually work really well together as a team. It's just the relationship is so badly written that I just can't stand them as a couple. I do really like Mistborn, but the romance between Vin and Elend is easily the weakest aspect of the story. Anyway, question number 4, your favourite love triangle. This is probably going to be a controversial one. My favourite love triangle of all time is Giselle Dan Luther, Ardy West and Sandang Glokta from the original First Law trilogy. This is very much not your typical love triangle. This is not a case of, oh my god, 2 handsome men are both in love with me, and one's a sweet blonde boy next door and the other is a dark-haired bad boy, and I just can't choose between them. Whatever shall I do? It is very much not that at all. It is not a triangle that is based around love. It is based around lust, and it is based around danger, and it is based around practicality, and it is not a happy love story at all, but still, I love the dynamic between all 3 of the characters, and I love how their story is told, and I love what happens with this love triangle in the end. Question number 5, your favourite tragic love story. I am going to go with Bedekt and Stalin from Beyond Redemption. Now, this book is the epitome of grimdark. All of the characters in this novel are completely despicable, and what Bedekt and Stalin have, I can barely even call it lust, let alone love, but it's so tragic, and however awful these characters are, you just really want them to find just that tiniest little shred of happiness in this otherwise terrible world, and then when they do find that tiny shred of happiness, they lose it all in the most tragic way imaginable. It really breaks your heart, it does. So far, I have only read the first book in this series, so I suppose it's possible that the story will have a happier ending than it did at the beginning, but considering how dark the first book was, I highly doubt it. Also, close runner-up shout-out to Savine Danglokta and Prince Orso from the second First Law trilogy. If you read it, you know. Final question, what book would you choose to be your Valentine? I'm going to assume they meant what book character would you choose to be your Valentine, because I don't particularly want to date a book. I imagine people would look at us really weird in restaurants and it would result in a lot of paper cuts. So what book character would I choose to be my Valentine? I am going to go with Kvothe from the Kingkiller Chronicle. Now, teenage Kvothe is way too young for me. I am not into little children. Adult Kvothe, on the other hand, is kind of a miserable git, so I want adult Kvothe, but with teenage Kvothe's personality. Is that still creepy? Probably. Oh well. Anyway, Kvothe is a very fun character. He is really entertaining and funny and witty. He is a talented musician, so you'd get dinner and a show. Yeah, he just seems like he'd be the perfect date. Only downside is he is extremely arrogant and also kind of a slut, so it wouldn't work out in the long run. Actually, Simon would probably be a better date than Kvothe. He's a lot more down to earth and considerably less of a slut. I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with Simon. And final part of this tag is that I am supposed to tag other people. I am not sure who to tag, and so I tag all of you guys. Anybody who is watching this video, feel free to make a BookTube Valentine's Day video of your own. If you do not want to make a video, then I would love it if you could just answer some of the questions in the comments. What is your favourite book couple ever? Which characters did you want to get together but never did? What is the worst relationship you've ever read? What is your favourite love triangle, favourite tragic love story, and what book character would you choose to be your Valentine? Please leave the video a like if you liked it. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. It only takes one click and it would make me really happy. And whether you're in a relationship or single, I hope you all have a lovely Valentine's Day. If nothing else, it's the perfect excuse to eat heart-shaped chocolate.